My hater. Where did you go? You must be somebody from Peter House or something because hateration yachoka. Oh, watershed. You must have been watershed. Shem.
You know what? I'm focusing on work right now. I'm trying to be a professional, okay? I'm not busy shouting on a Gandhi for life, hi? Yeah.
Ahmad in the afternoon
On
on
Z, it's Amard.
Ahmad.
Amard. Clap your hands. It's Amard on the Big Show.
Weekdays.
12 to 3.
Now that is some of the hate and abuse I was going through while interviewing a Tongayi Chirisa. He's an amazing soul, man. Amazing soul, a musician, theater, movies. He's currently on the Palm Springs, the movie, which is out on Hulu right now. And I'm looking forward to Antebellum, which is coming out in August. Now, when we're talking to people online for interviews, it's amazing how professional people can be. But some of that abuse, I'm going to show some of it that went down, especially because I'm an Arsenal fan, and he was right. I did go to Watershed. Here is how the interview went for the radio show.
It's all about the big start with Amard.
Just like that.
On Z. Let's get it.
Remember a couple of weeks ago, we got into our screen time and we looked at Cook Off, which is, of course, now on Netflix, a wholly Zimbabwean movie. And on Wednesday, I spoke about Antebellum, that really scary trailer that came out, which features, which actually stars Janelle Monáe and has one of our very own Tongayi Chirisa in there. That film is scary. I am like looking forward to even watching it. Now, if you don't know who Tongayi Chirisa is, Tongayi Arnold Chirisa, very Zimbabwean. We've seen him on Man Friday on NBC's Crusoe, as well as he played Father Nicholas in the Jim Gaffigan show. Leon Schuster's as well, Mr. Bones, back from the past movie. And we have him right here on Antebellum, doing everything that is just, just putting Zim on that map. Tongayi, how are you doing today?
Amard! How you doing, my love? I am well. I'm well. Thanks for having me on your fantastic show. What's going on with you?
I got the energy, I got that, man. I'm chilling like a snowman. So, okay, tell me this. One thing that I've been reading up on you is that you like to sing and you actually featured in a music video. Which one and what genre and where can we find that one?
Well, I guess your guess is as good as mine because I'm not too sure what what music video you are actually referring to because the last one I ever featured on was Tia, and that was, gosh, probably 15 years ago. So, no, I've not featured in anyone's music video, but I do sing. And I actually do have a song out called No Man. I dropped it, I think, in May of this year. It's called No Man. It's a gospel song. And yeah, you can catch that on every streaming platform, iTunes, Spotify, and on YouTube. So if you can check that out. It's just Tongayi No Man. It's just I think my music is just something that I just love to do. As a creative, it's one way of expressing just the creativeness that goes on in me, and music is one of those platforms that I love to do. So anytime I come home when I just have some time, it's just a good way to have fun, to express, and to see what the world of music holds. Right now, it's not about trying to make money or be the next biggest gospel artist. This is just, for me, an expression, and I love music because I started with music way before the acting actually ever
happened. Look, the journey you've been on has been it's a trajectory that most artists tend to go down. You start off with music, or you start off with your passion, and then you progress from then on. You start off with your music. You have experience in theater, film, and television. You've worked in Zim, working on TV here, Studio 263. We know that. And then jumping to South Africa, jumping on to films like Mr. Bones, and then finally going to Hollywood. You've been on Sleepy Hollow and a myriad, a span, brah. You've been on a span of these movies. How have you seen that progression? right? How have you seen the difference between Zimbabwean cinema, South African cinema, and then finally the big Hollywood?
Well, look, man, it's been an incredible journey, and all glory to God for this. I'm even amazed sometimes as to how I find myself in Hollywood. You know, I still pinch myself to this day. It's still an unbelievable experience. I'm still, in awe of God's grace and mercy over my life. With just how He's been able to do this. From the time I left Zimbabwe, in 2006, and to where we are now. It's a journey that has been very, very rewarding, both personally and just for my family as well. But I think if anyone is to ask, just like any industry that has to do with talent or sports or film and television, we all want to get to the mecca of the biggest platform in the world. And, with entertainment, it's Hollywood. With soccer, some would say it's English Premier League. Go Liverpool. You never walk alone. I just had to pull that shameless plug in there for all the Liverpool fans. But look, I can never ever talk down the industry in Zimbabwe. It's what birthed me. It's what gave me the passion to do what I do. It's what gave me a dream to dream the impossible. With South Africa, it was the platform that shaped me in terms of giving me direction and the drive to attain the greatest level. And Hollywood is just, the culmination of passion and drive, the rewards, the evidence of the hard work that you put in. So each stage has been pivotal, extremely pivotal for me. And of course, you can tell the differences in just the setup of the industry. We can't really say that Zimbabwe has an industry right now. Otherwise, a lot of us wouldn't be, running and flying across the globe to look for work. But if you look at it from a glass half full, it is definitely the ground roots. It's the ground level where dreams and hopes and passions are cultivated. So that in and of itself has been a wonderful, wonderful journey, a wonderful reward. Absolutely.
Our lunchtime guest today, Tongayi Chirisa, is based in Hollywood doing the big things on the big screen there. And like he said, he has also tried his hand at music. So I want you to take a listen to his song, which is called No Man, and tell me what you think about it. 0731 168 045.
Come
We play hits like this.
Me no trust phone, me no own, me no like it. I go round, say Simone, I know why.
And this. See, even this.
Instead, I promise none of them matter.
ZFM Stereo.
Turn it up.
Following your passions can take you to places you did not believe you could ever get to. And I caught up with Tongayi Chirisa last week after we did our screen time out talking about Antebellum. So we spoke about Antebellum, his love for Liverpool. Bleh. But he also has a new movie out on Hulu, which is called Palm Springs, and getting rave reviews on that. But more on our interview from last week.
Z.
Well, I thought we could have been friends, but that last team that you mentioned is not welcome on the big show at all. We don't do that here. It's all about Arsenal. Don't laugh. Right, okay. Looking at the movie that is coming out end of August, Antebellum, I watched that trailer and Jesus is Lord. Literally, I'm saying that because it scared the bejeebies out of me. How was that experience, first of all, being cast on there and filming it?
Look, I mean, it's always a big deal when you get cast for a major motion picture. Especially if it's a studio picture like this one, and by studio picture I mean when you watch your movies, when you see that big sign come out with whether it's DreamWorks or Lionsgate or Marvel, that's the dream, right? But for me it was really an honor because to be a part of a story that has a very, very timely message. The project is meaningful. It's weighted with the content in regards to the atmosphere in America right now, as you are well aware of the riots and stuff. So to be part of a timely project such as this, man, it's huge. And you never know how these things pan out. So I'm just as excited as most people are to see what this film does and how this will change the narrative in America.
Like, speaking on that, you went to Lomagandi, and that's private school here, and then obviously you're now in America, seeing what's happening right now with all the movements with the Black Lives Matter. As someone who went to a private school here in Zim, because there was this whole movement that was happening on social media, which was like the Black Act, where we had a lot of private school kids speaking about the racism they experienced in high school. As someone who's experiencing that right now in America, what changes would you like to see in Zimbabwean private schools?
Look, fundamentally, the issue is not the private schools. It's the inherent mindset that needs to be weeded out. So it has to start from the grassroots, and when I mean grassroots, it's this kind of segregation that you still feel. I feel like when the last time I was in Harare in December, it's like everybody's so segregated. White people live in Borrowdale. They live in their little nice secluded neighborhoods, and they only go as far as Sam Levy's, and that seems to be the only developed place in the whole of Harare, which is mind-boggling to me. Like, do they ever cross to come into the city to do business? So my whole point is that there needs to be integration, and there needs to be a true sense of Ubuntu or the Rainbow Nation, as South Africa says, that there should be no reason why white Zimbabweans shouldn't be able to speak Shona, or to at least integrate to a capacity where we don't look at each other based on the color of our skin, but the context of the character, which is a very true statement. And once we begin to embellish each other as true Zimbabweans, we will do away with these demarcations of race and all these little minutiae that people learn, that separate people. Because I think with private schools, it's just a micro of the bigger issues within the nation. The fact that we, are not, white people are not, as present in the major positions in government, in order to bring about kujairane mwea, like it's so important. And until we get to that point, there's always going to be this weird, okay, the Zimbabwean, but varungu vanotamba kwawo is my boy, quote unquote makaradi tinotambo edu kunoko, and it's just a weird dichotomy that shouldn't be there. I know that with certain institutes, they try to bring that sense of Ubuntu together, that we are one. And whatever racism that people may have faced in school, we all faced it. It wasn't because of the private school. It's definitely the upbringing and the mindset that people had that needs to be destroyed. So whether it's a private school or public, the work starts at home. The work starts within the lessons that we teach each other, that we are Zimbabwean, period. If you want to start doing this whole, I'm African American or I'm Asian American, do we then start saying I'm black Zimbabwean, I'm white Zimbabwean? We're Zimbabwean. And the sooner we can wrap our heads around that notion, the easier it will be for the harmony and the unification of a nation as a whole.
And those are powerful words, and those are the words that I want to stay, right? To stick with every single one out there, that it's not black Zimbabweans, it's not white Zimbabweans, we're all just Zimbabweans. You know what, Tongayi, thank you so much for giving us this time, and congratulations on your success, and may it continue to grow and prosper and prosper. But Liverpool, meh. I'm not going to give that time. I'm going to give that time so much. But thank you so much for giving us this time, and go on and prosper.
Nah, thanks for having me on your show. This was great. Be sure to check out the movies when they come out. Be sure to listen to my song. Thanks for the shout out, for the hookup. And you know what, Amard? Look, I understand your sentiments when it comes to being an Arsenal fan. Look, I sympathize with your quest over these last couple of years, but you know what? When your red cannot cope, come to the true Reds. You never walk alone. God bless you. Thank you. Good night.
The people I invite onto my show, I do it to myself, really. I really do.
Amard in the afternoon
On Z, it's Amard.
Amard.
Amard. Clap your hands. It's Amard on the Big Show.
Weekdays,
12 to 3.
So that's how the radio show went. You see, I told you about being professional, huh? Is he the person who was busy yelling, yo, no, haters, hey? And to top it off, he even went in. Like, you went in on the whole Liverpool thing. I remember at the time they were playing Brighton area or something, and he just had to just stick it to me that bit more.
Amard Chinzwa manje, Liverpool is hitting Brighton 2 kwanya right now as we speak. Ndoma ichiredu kushakasha mwana. Ndoma ichiredu Don't hate. As I'm talking to you, I'm sipping on a smoothie protein. Ndugudze, can I tell you what's in it? I've got muriwo, ndine ginger, ndine almond milk, ndine ma blueberries, and of course red strawberries. Emphasis on the red strawberries. You should try it sometimes. When you are on top of the league, when you are champions, it's like a championship drink, Amard. You know what I mean? So try it out. Joe knows what I'm talking about because he's a champion. Notice how his film is on Netflix. Netflix, the end being red. For even the never walk alone slogan for Liverpool. I know this is long, but I just need you to understand where we are coming from, Amard. Kuti, when you are coming into the Champions League, uchangona fire, and usually fire is just red, as you are seeing clearly right now. I thank you. Asante sana.
You know what? Thank you to Joe and Jagu as well for hooking me up with the interview, but I think you need to pick better friends. I really, really do, man. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes interactions. Hopefully we'll do this again for another one of the interviews that will be happening on The Big Show. Behind the scenes, style.
It's Amard on The Big Show.
Weekdays.
12 to 3.